Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I want to tell you my story that was of great difficulty. I was passing really difficult days, and only Allah knows about my problem. I had a chronic disease on my skin from when I was 6 years old, and with time it almost spread to most areas of my body. I was doing herbal treatment with sun exposure, and it was very hard, but it was not really helping as much, and it left me very, very tired. Because of the treatments and the illness, I had to leave my studies when I was in sixth grade. When I reached 16, I got engaged to my cousin, and as I got engaged, my mother started to focus more on my treatment. However, after 4 years, the engagement was cancelled, and I decided to go back to my studies. And I completed my studies when I was 20 years old. During this time, the disease kept increasing and getting worse, and year after year, the effects of the treatment were not helping as much. And then 2 years ago, I decided to leave all my treatments and I started to turn to Allah for refuge. I took some of the hacks and I started reciting Surah Al Baqarah and I persisted on it. As I started doing these, the disease was starting to get worse, but I followed and I never stopped, even though I kept feeling tired and fatigued. Eventually, mashallah, the relief started coming little by little. Alhamdulillah, the disease started to turn into something completely different than it was. My skin was starting to turn very natural, and even the natural tone, and even better than how it was, or than my natural skin tone. All thanks to Allah and His Rahmah, mashallah. All I can say is that may Allah bless me with complete recovery, and on top of that, very beautiful skin, mashallah. My advice to the one who reads this story is that if you have something that you dislike, you ask from Allah and you start by giving him all of the fard, which means the mandatory acts of worship, and after that you do the voluntary, which is the nawafil, and you also do the duha prayer. You keep asking Allah for forgiveness, which means doing a lot of istighfar, and send salawat on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam every day at least 100 times, because in that is the fulfillment of your wishes. Try as much as you can to mention Allah a lot, and you rub on your skin and infected areas where you feel there is distress. Um, and in these things, persistence is important. So please don't stop and work in the path of Allah. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.